What's up, Raptors Digest? We're back right now with a live stream. It's been a while since I've been on here alone. Last live stream we did was from the arena. It was yesterday with Ben and Riker. What a fun time that was. We got to take in the game together against Boston, so I guess the day before that, but it was a ton of fun. And even though the Raptors lost, just getting to see everybody in person and the game, I mean, we're Raptors fans. No matter win or loss, seeing them in person during the Scotty Barnes rookie season is going to be cool. As you can still hear, I'm sick at the moment. That's all right. I'm still watching the game. I'm still able to do the lives. So definitely appreciate everybody that's already tuning in here. Raps are down at the moment by 3 points. Memphis, I haven't seen the full first part of the game, but it looks like Dylan Brooks is back up to his typical behavior. If I'm correct here, 4 points. Baines got 7, who balled out against us the last time we were on the road against Memphis. That was a great win. Second half turned on the Jets and got a great road W, comeback dub. And let me say right away, thank God that Ja Morant is all right. Going down with a scary knee injury, but turns out the MRI came back negative. It's just a sprain, and he should be back at some point this season. But I think I speak for everybody when I say my heart dropped when I saw Ja Morant go down. You saw the whole NBA community reacting. This guy's got MIP in the bag. He's going to be an all-star. The Grizzlies are, I think, 10-10 or something, but they play with a lot of heart and have a really encouraging future. So, I mean, tip the hats to Ja Morant and what he's done this season. I'm happy to hear he's going to be okay. And we got 22 live viewers out here, so appreciate everybody tuning in early. 21 for Memphis, 16 for Toronto. You'd like to see the Raptors get something going here. Oh, my apologies there on the technical issue, but yeah, you'd like to see the Raps get something going here. We're having this kind of slowly slip through our finger cracks at the moment. It feels like we're just like stepping back into a losing situation. I'll be completely honest, the team's been underwhelming as of late, but hopefully we can turn things around and at least be competitive for the majority of the season. It's a little early to be letting everything sail like this, but with the injuries we've had, I mean, you still have OG Anunoby who's out. So OG, Kem's out, Dragic is out, and now Gary's out as well. Just a bunch of really important names for this Raptors team that is still lacking a center, might I add. So Calvin B saying first quarter, Mild P has 2 fouls. I got to point out right away. So I made Pascal the thumbnail of this photo. I also put a bet on him tonight, which I'll actually explain in a sec. I didn't go through my bets yet. But I've been hating a lot on Pascal. I want to remind people that I still, I root for this guy. Want to trade him or not, there's a professional side to this business that, sometimes the practical thing just, prevails. And that's how it's supposed to be. And right now I do think we should move him. But I got to show some love to Pascal. I don't want to be branded as the guy that hates him. But yeah, he's having some personal foul issues right now. Let me double check that. So yeah, I believe 2 personal fouls for Pascal along with 1 turnover, and he's got 7 points. He's 3 of 7. So another inefficient appearance for Siakam right now. I mean, he's going to get his, but I'm just worried at the rate he's needing to shoot to get these points. And the defense has been suspect, right? Fouling a ton. So Tom Moreau saying, Utah, save us Utah. Give us some positive energy here, Utah Watanabe. Give us something to cheer about. I don't think he's going to sway the direction of the game too much, but make us feel better about the kind of energy our team has. Terry Black saying, hey Josh, how's it going? Terry, what's up, brother? I'm happy you're tuning in right now. I'm a little bit sick, I'm sure, as you can hear, but I'm doing well. And Marcel Martin in the chat, everybody, dropping the bing bong. He's in the building. What's up? Shouts out the Bald Mamba. And Jose Calderon asking me, Josh, what betting app do you use? So I use Bet365 just because it allows you to parlay player props. So I can go through and make multiple bets on different players and then have the combined odds really bring up my total winnings or potential for winnings. And speaking of which, I'll go through it right now. And I believe Bane just hits another 3. Man, he is a dead-eye shooter. But my bet builder tonight, plus 500, a big return. Not likely to hit, obviously, when it's that high of odds, but I felt good about it, and we hit our last bet when I went to the game, which was exciting. Scotty Barnes coming through for me, and Fred VanVleet hitting a bunch of 3s. That got me my bet, which was over triple your return if you put bets down on it. But tonight I got VanVleet over 1.5 combined steals. I'm always nervous to bet on defensive stats because a guy could go have a great defensive game and record 0, right? So it's tough to predict, but I got a feeling that Fred will go out and get 2 steals. Dylan Brooks, I don't always bet on opposing players. Typically, it kind of comes back to bite me. But still, Dylan Brooks is my guy. He always dominates the Raptors. And with Ja out, he's going to be getting a lot of shots. Playing back in his hometown of Toronto. I think he's going to get at least 2 3-pointers tonight. So I bet on it, and then Pascal to get at least 20 points. Like I said, I don't want to be the Pascal slander guy. I still believe he can score, but at the rate I want him to, and at the price I want him to, not really these days. But yeah, some more Pascal slander going down in the chat. Marcel Martin out there dropping the goodie mob. What's up, everyone? I'm happy to be back. Even though I am sick, it feels good to be just doing the lives again in the typical routine setup. And how about Scotty Barnes starting to shoot some 3-pointers? Saw that the game we went to. He jacked up, I believe it was 9, and ended up hitting 4. So really not an expected thing for Scotty Barnes. I think coming into that game, he'd hit like 4 total on the season. So just doubles up the season total in one game versus the Celtics. I just like him seeing expanding his role. This is really cool. And if he starts getting a lot of respect from that 3-point line, things are going to get ugly for opposing teams. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the rookie. So let's see if Brooks has a 3. Like I said, I didn't see the whole beginning of the game, but I'll double check this right now. So he's attempted 1 3-pointer, but hasn't hit. Wow. Bane is 3 of 5 from 3 right now. He's good. Does anyone know when he got drafted? I want to say he was a 2nd-round pickup for sure, but don't sleep on Desmond Bane. He is balling out. On the Raptors side of things, Siakam has 7 points, like I said earlier. So more or less on pace to hit that 20-point bet I laid out for him. He had a really good game last time against Memphis. I believe he dropped 32. Betting on a little bit of history there, but like I said, Pascal's got a lot to offer, just not at the rate or efficiency that I would like. But he's the thumbnail of the video and the feature of the bets. So, still going to root for the guy. 43 people watching right now. Appreciate everybody who's showing up in the chat. Mitchie Millions saying, I don't like how this game started. Again, I only saw a little bit of the start here of the game, but, you're down and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of defensive intensity at the moment. They're banging threes on you. Doesn't seem like the ideal start for the Raps here, but we had a great second half against Memphis last time. Maybe we'll bring that out again. A-Cat with the bing bong. These New Yorker interview memes are just blowing up. It seems like all you need to do to go viral today is go out onto the streets in New York with a camera and just interview random people. Like that is the recipe right there for getting famous instantly with all these TikToks and sound bites people get from New Yorkers. It's an interesting place. It's an interesting place for sure. Tom Moreau saying all of our shots are coming from the outside. So apparently Memphis has done a good job of packing the paint so far. Jaren Jackson Jr. was kind of having a field day with Siakam last time. Even though, like I said, Pascal, I believe, scored 32 that game. He definitely played good against Memphis, but Triple J's over there on Memphis side is pretty nice as well. So look for that matchup, and hopefully we can penetrate the paint a bit more than we are at the moment. Sean Webb saying, worst start ever. Rayquaz is saying offense stagnating. Matty Maru saying, I can't wait for Scotty's third quarter explosion. Yes, sir. Let's wait on that. He got me my other bet. I didn't post it, but I bet him to get 20 points when we went to go see the game in person versus Boston. And really late, he got that point there in the bucket. He got the bucket in the paint to go up for 21 points and finally hit my bet, which was over 19.5. I was sweating. I was big time sweating, but he hit it. Wow, okay, in the chat telling me that Bane was drafted right after Flynn. Whew, I did not know that. Well, looking like it could have been a good opportunity for a bunch of teams to go pick up Desmond Bane. I do like what Memphis has going on, so credit to them. I got to put some respect on their names, but Desmond Bane could have been a Raptor over Malachi Flynn. That's interesting. He's going to be a great 3-pointer in the league for times to come. And I got to speak on Bones Highland as well, who I was watching last night with Denver. Oh my God, this guy can shoot the lights out. He's got like limitless range. He's kind of a good defender too. Clearly not going to get as much playing time on that Denver roster. I mean, well, maybe he will now with all the injuries that they're surmounting over there. But he's a guy who's really going to stick out from this rookie class come a few years is, like I said, Bones Highland. Got to give him some credit. Just on the topic of players who can knock down threes at a very young age in this league. Desmond Bane clearly being one of them. All right, Precious Achiuwa with the ball here. Goes in the paint. He's fouled there by Clark, who, like I said, Clark has the most efficient floater in the NBA. Not quite matching the numbers from his rookie season, but still a really solid Canadian upcoming in the league. And he's got a floater that if you let him get it off, it's going down. We got 43 viewers. Stevie V is saying Ja Morant is not missed tonight. As a Raptors fan, I agree with you completely. He is not missed at all. As a basketball fan, of course, I always want to see him on the court, but man, he was doing some damage to the league. Like I said, about to become an all-star, the MIP. You know, the whole kitchen sink was getting thrown at him this season, and he was doing great. Got to credit his offseason development, but overall, you just got to hope that he's okay after this injury. I'm sure he will, just a sprained knee. So Mike Vick saying, even if Raptors had an amazing team, the referees will never allow Toronto to win anything. It's all politics and money. You're buying wolf tickets. I think the issue is that Toronto doesn't have likable superstars. Even when Kawhi was here, he was kind of quiet. But you could still notice when we had like a top tier guy on our team, the whistle would benefit us a lot. That's just how the NBA has always been officiated. The stars get the calls, and it's only been until the past 5 or so years that we've had some bona fide stars on the team. You're right, it's not always perfect. I agree we get some slander for being from Canada, but I got confidence that the referees will balance it out when Scotty Barnes is the most dominant player in the league. And right on cue, we got Marcel Martin dropping a super chat saying, I have officially joined the Pascal slander. I need to see the man traded for assets and picks. The tank is fueled up and ready to tank. Wow, Marcel. Coming with the realist take, but maybe something we all needed to hear, because at this point, I would maybe take a pick-heavy return for Pascal Siakam. Like, I'm talking draft assets coming back in, because I understand it is going to be hard in his current state to get someone back as good as him, or even a little bit less, a little better at that, I guess, at that argument, but it's just not going to happen. And right now I think that if you look to the draft to get better, well, the Raptors have always done a great job of getting better through the draft. So a bunch of draft pick assets might help out a lot, a couple good role players. I feel really confident. I know everyone's like, well, who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the guy? Scotty Barnes. I honestly think Scotty Barnes. Give him some time, but I think he can be the number one guy on a team, and then we'll build around him, and we're not paying Pascal all that money, and hopefully have some draft picks to use as assets in the future. We got to think chess here. It probably isn't the year, as Marcel's saying. Again, shout out for the super chat, but drop your opinions in the chat here, and we'll try to go kind of easy on Pascal, but you got to be upfront. This is a business at the end of the day. And I'll drop a like spike right now. Another good idea in the chat from Marcel. I'm just going crazy with the animations recently. Tom Moreau saying we're not aggressive enough to get calls. Yeah, we don't have a ton of guys that are great operators in the paint. That's where a 7-footer would help out a lot. It's getting some offensive rebounds, getting fouled. I mean, the Raptors are still like third in the league for offensive rebounds, which is crazy. Wish we could do a bit more of that on our own end, but I'll take it. Whatever, we play with a lot of energy and crash the glass. But yes, I think at certain points we could be more aggressive and get calls, but having a 7-footer, the all allured 7-footer that we really want to get but just can't find. Once we land that player, it'll help us with the whistle as well, I think. Just undersized at the moment. And yeah, Lord 2 Senpai saying, I kind of wish we kept Jakob Poeltl. He was like the perfect player for our system. I think he's going to be a stud in the league for a long time. But hey, you sold your soul completely to get a championship and you cashed out. So I'm not going to look at it with regret, but do I miss Jakob Poeltl? Definitely. I think he's been injured for the majority of the season if he's not still out. And then Marcel saying, I wish we kept JV. He knocked down 7 first half 3-pointers last night on route to scoring, I think, 39 points for the Pelicans. Like, that is nuts. I think going into that game, he might have even had the best 3-point shooting percentage in the league. Just crazy. I believe it's him and Curry are the only players to shoot at least 7 3-pointers in a game, or hit at least 7 3-pointers, and have 10 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas and Stephen Curry. Same statistical conversation for that stat. Like, I gotta say, JV's been awesome. We're always going to cheer for that guy. Comes back to the verdict that we sold our souls for a championship, and we got Marc Gasol, who played a crucial role, and it is what it is. We're rebuilding now, and we're getting to see Scotty Barnes wanting to shoot the ball more right now. I'm seeing that in my peripherals, and that's making me happy, because as I've been saying, he's going to be our star of the future. Luis saying OG is going to be the number one option, or is the number one option. Yes, for the time being, he is. I just mean that come 2 to 3 seasons, I think you're going to look at Scottie Barnes as a bona fide number one option in the majority of places he could play. He's going to be one of those guys that's top in the league for giving the ball and getting a bucket. And that's what you need out of your number one player. Plus, he's clamps on defense and showing an ability to maybe stretch the floor and obviously play make. We've known he could do that. All these things combined, I think he could be a top player on a roster. And then OG, Gary Trent Jr., and Fred to complement you. That's nice. You throw a formidable center who's 7 feet, get Kem Birch back in the lineup. Pretty decent team. Honestly, pretty decent team. But I am standing by what I'm saying here about Scottie Barnes being the guy we can build around. I'm not worried about losing our top guy in Pascal. Our top guy is developing right now. He's already on the team and we drafted him. So it's a process, but I'm not allowed to say the word process. It's cursed, but it's ongoing. We will get there. Mystery saying Scottie is a brick right now. LOL. I did see him miss a few shots. That'll happen, of course. So Jacob247 saying Scottie is never involved, so when he gets the ball, he tries extra hard to score. I get a little bit of what you're talking about where Nick Nurse has been reluctant to run the offense through him, and being such a good playmaker, he does look to pass a whole lot. It'll be a balancing act his rookie season as to how he's going to play and settle into the games, because you're right, sometimes I do see him flick on that go get points switch, and that's all he's fixated on and doesn't adjust accordingly. And inversely, I also see him put on the playmaking switch where he's passing the ball probably more than he should be when he should be looking to go and take it up strong. It's going to be a balancing act, but it's a hidden blessing because Scottie Barnes is a great playmaker. I think that's where the indecisiveness sometimes comes from. He's going to learn to settle down and adjust on the fly as to what he wants to do. Set someone up or get the basket, and that can switch in instance. So definitely look for Scottie Barnes to keep developing, man. I'm not worried about him at all. We got another super chat in here. Bueno Kitty, an OG in the chat saying, bench D closeouts are letting us down tonight. So yeah, the bench has been really bad for the Raptors when you statistically compare it to the rest of the league. Apparently they've been shooting the lights out on us talking about Memphis right now. Let me look. So yeah, Desmond Bane's 3 of 5. Jaren Jackson is 2 of 2. And then, okay, they're the only guys that have hit, but still 5 3-pointers there for them. That's, they're shooting the ball pretty well. Those two guys at least. And if we just sit in the paint all day and don't contest the runouts, then yeah, you will get banged on like that. And I always say Pascal's great at contesting 3-pointers, but I did miss a little bit there that first half. But we're back underway. There's 8:25 in the second quarter. Pascal Siakam with the ball, finding it down low for Scottie Barnes. All right, show me something here, Scottie. Malachi for 3. Misses it. That didn't look great, but offensive board. That's got to be off Memphis. That's off Memphis for sure. Yeah, Raptors ball. I think it's got to be. So we got 62 live viewers right now, man. Appreciate everybody who's tuning into the chat. Meow the Cat saying we are tanking for a center. Maybe. I think we'll find a center without needing to tank, right? You can't have your fate completely in your control when you're tanking. Fred VanVleet with the ball. Deflected again by Memphis. So I think Bonga might be coming into the game now. He is. This was something Riker wasn't too pleased about. And I'll be honest, I didn't really get it too much either. He was sort of invisible out there versus the Celtics. He did have a nice block at one point. But he deserves some playing time this season, right? We didn't get him to just sit on the bench. He wasn't a net negative when he was out there. So we'll see what he brings tonight. Maybe we are letting loose a little bit now with the roster because we got a lot of injuries. We got the losing record. I'm not saying we're tanking, but Nick Nurse might be a little bit more fluid with his lineups now. You're seeing a lot more Crimson Flynn time, that's for sure. Someone in the chat calling Bonga the mini Siakam. Him and Siakam basically the same size. All right, Malachi Flynn bringing it up for Toronto. It's 36-23. We're down decent right now versus Memphis. Oh, it's going back Grizzly ball. Teflon saying Achua plays lazy. I tend to feel the opposite. Sometimes maybe it looks that way, but he's got a high motor. I never worry about Precious Achua. If anything, he tries a little bit too hard and gets far ahead of himself. Maybe there was one play where he looked like he was getting lazy, but all in all, I'm a big fan of his work ethic. All right, Memphis scores again. Wow, 38-23. By the way, as you can see, I've blown up the scoreboard and the bets a little bit bigger for everybody to look at. Pascal makes the move, but it's no good. Raps are still keeping the ball. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, so anyhow, Josh, how are the bets and are you having coffee again? I'm not having coffee. I'm too sick to be drinking coffee this late at night. It'll make me all phlegmy, so I'm just having a glass of water, keeping everything pretty healthy and natural. But as for the bets, right now I got to check exactly where my bets are at. I don't think Fred has his steals, but let me see. Fred VanVleet, no steals yet, so that part of it not too good. I don't think Dylan Brooks has hit a 3 either. He has not. He's only attempted 1. And then Pascal Siakam, I need 20 points. He's got 7 still. So I would rank overall my bets as not looking great at the moment. Are they dead? Definitely not, but not looking too hot out of the gate here. But I appreciate you checking up on me, Fanfiction. Marcel saying, I'm totally fine with another losing season. We need to prepare for playoff pushes, not struggle against teams like the Pistons. You're right. It's better to go all in or all out, right? You don't want to hang out in the middle and just around being mediocre the whole time. You want to either thrive or set back so you can get better through the draft and really let the young players on your team get playing time. I don't know. It's too early to say definitively which way we want to go this season. We could still push for a play-in appearance. I do believe that for sure, even though the Eastern Conference is a lot better. But we're getting to that point where a few more losses against bad teams, you might evaluate the longevity of this and consider that the better route is to lose more games than you're going to win by a considerable mark. And that's the polite way of saying tank. I would definitely want to do it with some class and still focusing on young players going out there with a mindset of winning. They'll grow better like that. You can't force the tank. The only reason we were so effective with tanking last season is we had Aaron Baines out there, but I don't think there's any player on this team that upsets me as much as Baines did last season. So we're in the clear. There's no runaway tank commander candidate at the moment. And Pascal Siakam with a nice transition lay-in. It's 40-25. Memphis still leading us. Pretty bad. Pascal to Svi. There you go. Another transition bucket and a timeout being called, I believe, by Memphis now. You're down by 13 points. Not too hot, but hey. An Artisan saying, damn, Svi's shot's been off. It has been. I don't worry about him too much, but he hasn't had a great stretch of games. He'll still go out and get his, but I've seen him miss some shots where if you're a complete shooter for this team and you come in off the bench with limited minutes and you're missing the open looks that we've drawn up to get you, yeah, I mean, that's a failed project, no matter what way you put it. But I do think he's still a huge asset to this team. I'm a big Svi Mikhailuk guy. Definitely. Him, Flynn, Scotty. I got some guys that I really advocate for on this team, Fred VanVleet included. I can be hard on OG, even though I'm a big fan of his development, and I can definitely be hard on Pascal Siakam, but it seems like the majority of us are getting to be there. As Calvin B says, growing pains in the chat. Tom Moreau saying, how much would Decker have helped? I got to think not too much because Sam Decker's at a point where we're not trying to develop him into a rotation player. He's kind of fought in and out of NBA lineups for a while, had to go overseas, and then comes back and hardly cracks our roster, which, as you can see, isn't like the deepest roster in the world. Our bench is some of the worst scoring in the NBA. So yes, he would help in that regard immediately. Like today, he would help us score more points off the bench probably if we played him, but not by that much. And then you consider that he'd be playing in front of a guy like Svi Mikhailuk, who definitely has a bit more of a future in this league as a rotation guy. He'd be getting minutes over guys like Banton, who we want playing as much as he can, especially considering that we're not championship or bust right now. Just go get the minutes. I would rather play the younger core, Malachi Flynn. Let those guys go out there and ball. we got a lot of forwards too, right? And Sam Decker's a forward. So I'd rather just let the younger guys have their opportunity. Sam Decker from the beginning felt like a feel-good situation that we just wanted to keep around. And that's no disrespect to him. I think he was great for the morale and making these guys more NBA ready, but he was never a long-term move, in my opinion. But Raptors fans definitely liked him. I got to give him that, and I liked him as well. And Marcel saying we need Ishmael, and I've got to remember where he's playing. He's signed with the Suns, who are on like a 15-game win streak. They need the same respect as the Warriors, as Kendrick Perkins was saying. Carry on. Tom Moreau saying we have enough projects. You're probably right. I get what you mean. You need to balance like development with a little bit of success still. But I just don't think Sam Decker's that guy to take you out of the trenches necessarily. He's solid, but I'm okay with what they did letting him go if it was just a financial decision that benefited the team. But definitely bold at first. It seemed that they took him over Wainwright. And in the end, I think either guy in that spot was getting cleared out. So I'm happy that it was Sam Decker, who everyone really resonated with. Not to say they didn't with Wainwright, but it was very evident that people loved Sam Decker. All right, Bane with the three-pointer. He's been hot. Hits it. Wow. Man, I gotta put this up for the Raptors right now. It's ice cold in here. Whew, we are down. It's 43-27. Memphis leading us. Not what you like to see. Okay, and Adam correcting me here saying Suns are on a 16-game win streak. I initially said 15. LOL, freaking insane. That's an understatement for sure, man. They are looking legit. I gotta say, I'm not a big Devin Booker guy, but do I respect them and think they're a great team? Definitely. I also don't think Ayton's as good without CP3. Even though some people make some statistical arguments, I still feel like Ayton's been made the guy he is today by CP3. And that's the guy who's asking for a crazy contract. But the Suns are definitely not to be played with. It'll be interesting to see the run they go on. And Svi Mikhailuk. All right, guys, we're going to go hot to cold here because he's knocking down a big three-pointer right there for the Raps. We're down by 10. See if we can get it to single digits. Those are the shots you're going to need to hit if you're a role player on this roster. Svi Mikhailuk getting the ball. All right, and Desmond Bane deflects it out of the bounds, so it's Raptors ball. That's some good defense by Bonga there. Like that energy. Jose Calderon saying, Siakam for Turner, Lamb, and a first would fix paint defense and bench scoring. That would be really good. But I wonder if at this point, you'd even be able to get that much back for Siakam. I like the sound of that return. I would need to look at it a bit more, but I mean, it would give you obviously more bench scoring. I'm not super high on Lamb, but you're right. It would give you more bench scoring right now. Oh, wow. What a nice reverse there by Dillon Brooks. I got to talk about Dillon Brooks in a second, but that deal is definitely interesting. Put down in the chat what you guys think. I would be tempted for sure. I think I'd probably even end up doing it, but I don't know if that's a deal that the Pacers would be willing to make. And what I was saying about Dillon Brooks, I got to get this off my chest. I'm not saying they are... Okay, Dillon Brooks from 3, misses. What happened there? Okay, so foul in the paint. The bucket doesn't count. It'll be Grizzlies ball, though. But anyways, Dillon Brooks, I'm not saying he is anywhere close to this player, like at all. But the way he plays kind of reminds me of LeBron. I know you guys are going to be like face palming right now, like what is good he's saying. But trust me, I actually see that much dog in his game. He can pass the ball. He can stretch you out from 3. He can jack it up in the mid-range. He plays energetic defense. He can dunk the ball aggressively. I mean, he's your ideal small forward. But high praise from me. I love that Canadian player there. And I got to shout out my guy, Marcel Martin, saying, I'm only here for goody ball, not mediocre basketball. You're getting both right now, Marcel, so I appreciate you being in it for the stream. All of us do. It's a fun community here that we have that watches the games together. We got 56 live viewers, so I'll shout out the rest of everybody else watching. But, we got a fun thing going on, especially if the bets are winning, which I know don't look great at the moment, but the live streams have been a ton of great times, so continue to tune in, and shouts out to Marcel Martin for the super chat. A legend as always. And Adventures with Smiles saying, I turned the game half off way through the first quarter. Still want to hear the score and hang out with Josh and the chat. Keep me interested. Adventures with Smiles, appreciate it. We'll keep you posted the whole game. And just like Marcel, we appreciate you tuning in and coming back for more, even though the Raptors might be having another retool season. Right now it's 45-33. Fred VanVleet knocks it down from mid-range, though, when we're back to a 10-point deficit. I really want us to get this down to single digits before we go to the half, which is going to be in 2 minutes, 20 seconds. All right, Tyus Jones to Bane. Man, Bane has been lights out. Oh, he's going to shoot another three. Pump fakes it. They're not settling here. Wow. And Jaren Jackson Jr. with another shot. He's been having his way with the Raptors. We could use a center like that. He reminds me of Bam a little bit, but just honestly with even a better offensive bag. No disrespect to Bam, but... And then we foul Kyle Anderson in transition. He'll be shooting too. Good hustle to get back on defense, but yeah, we're sending them to the line. 48-35, 146 left. Ouch. And as you can see, I'll just reference it for anyone coming in right now. I got Fred VanVleet over 1.5 steals in the match. I believe he still hasn't recorded anything in that regard. Yeah. Just Zippo right now, nothing. And then Dylan Brooks over 1.5 3-pointers, so he's got to hit at least 2. Don't think that's happened yet either. Yeah, he's missed his only 2 attempts. And then Pascal Siakam, I need him to go get 20 points. He's got 9 points right now, so that's actually looking like the most on pace at the moment. Things can change quick in a half, but at the end of the day, I'll still stand by saying I would love to see the Raptors win, even though it seems as though I've gone in different directions just, talking to myself during this chat. Do I want to see a retool? Obviously, I get how nice it would be for the future, but let's be real. This roster's not so bad when we're at full health, and maybe it's better to get development through pushing for wins now. I don't know. Naturally, things will take a course, and we've been rich before. We can't act like we've never been in these situations. We got to embrace it so those highs feel even that much better. Shayar in the chat saying Dragic was right. We suck. We can't give him that much credit. I remember when he got interviewed, I believe it was in Slovenia when he was home during the summer, saying, I have higher aspirations than that when talked about playing in Toronto. Immediately got on our bad side, and he's out for personal reasons right now. Hope everything's good with the Dragon. But yeah, maybe he did see a little bit of this coming, being the NBA vet he is, knowing how hard his schedule is and how young our team is. I get it. But we don't suck. We're a great team to be around, and I think that Goran Dragic has a ton to offer this team. I just wish he had played better in his start here. But whatever's going on with him or ailing him at the moment, I definitely hope he's okay and can get back soon. Fred VanVleet fouled in the paint. He's going to be shooting too. I believe it's Dylan Brooks who fouls him. It's 50-35. 1 minute left in this first half. Oh, and it's my guy, the pain-causing samurai. I always shout out pain-causing samurai. Legendary man. He's dropping a super chat right now saying, I'm tired of Siakam taking so much blame. The bench not scored 13 against the Celtics. Pascal isn't a star, but they won't get anyone better for him. So pain-causing samurai, I agree. They won't get anyone better for him, especially considering the kind of rut he's in at the moment. But I don't even know if we need anyone better than him. It might just be smarter at this point to go and accept some draft pick compensation along with rotation players so that you can continually get better throughout the draft, and that's ammo for trades later on when you are contending. So I get it. Like, Pascal's going to go somewhere where he is the third or second option, and he's just going to ball out because that's the situation that he thrives in. The only thing is that's not helping him do that here is the fact that our superstar, who I've been defending, is Scotty Barnes. He's not ready yet. He's too young, simply too young. Even LeBron, like in his first year, couldn't do much with that team. I believe he missed the playoffs in his first season. That happens, right? Like, guys don't normally come in as rookies and immediately take hold of charge. But we're seeing all positive indications that Scotty Barnes will. So I'd rather just clear up the space for him to fully become that guy. and then give some draft compensation so we can trade that away later to get rental players at the deadline that'll help us contend, or even just draft players because I trust the Raptors to get better through the draft. We always have. But this is my second time doing this spiel. I just had to give my reasoning to the pain-causing samurai, and I agree. It's always tough hearing Siakam just get berated, even though I'm doing it sometimes. But it's the pragmatics of being a sports fan, right? Like, I'm happy he got paid his money, but now I will look at him through that $30 million lens. And it's just the reality of it. But we'll see what happens. I agree. It'd be selling low on Siakam at the moment. But maybe the Raptors will. I trust them to get the right deal. And I know Masai's got a tight bond with him. So Shane 10 saying Siakam is damn good. Tatum not playing well in Boston. Fans not trying to run him out of town. Take note. Okay, typically I don't try to take much note from Boston fans, but I think you're onto something here. Let's be honest too that, Tatum does have a much higher ceiling than Pascal Siakam, especially because Tatum's how many years younger, like 5 or 6? And that makes sense. Tatum will be a better player than Pascal Siakam ever will be, even though Tatum might not ever win a championship, which Pascal Siakam has, credit to him. Tatum is going to be the better guy. And I know that Boston fans all day would say they'd rather keep Jaylen Brown than Tatum, and so be it. But I think Jason Tatum, when you factor age into it, that's why people are going to give him more of a break. Pascal Siakam is really not as young as everyone thinks. Again, still a great player. He's shown that he can develop late into his career. I'm sure wherever he'll go, he'll ball out. But no, I think that they're giving Tatum some benefit of the doubt because they know that this is more out of the ordinary for him. Pascal, on the other hand, it's getting to be the old story, and he's getting to be a little bit up there in terms of his prime. Jeez, I just feel like I'm attacking him, but just got to explain how I feel about the situation, right? I don't want to attack him for no reason, and we got 75 live viewers, so everybody who's in here, got to say I appreciate you big time, and if you're watching this, drop a like spike, guys. You're the best. It's Tom Moreau doing his best to say, can we not recognize that it's a team sport? Definitely is. Not just one person is accountable here. Click 2 a.m. saying another major concern is these very slow starts. We start all these games with no energy and slow starts on offense and defense. By the time we get everything together, it's too late and we can't win the games. Yes, I agree. We have had a lot of slow starts. And the third quarter hasn't been great to us either, even though Precious had that crazy third quarter against the Grizzlies of all teams not too long ago where he dropped 17. Yeah, we've had our moments in the third, but by and large, there's been a lot of losing basketball for us in that third quarter. So if you don't start hot, then you're just not going to break that deficit in the fourth. And we haven't always started hot. The defense is one thing that I agree. The offense sometimes is there out of the gate, but the defense, I think, is what really takes us time to get going. We initiate our defense, but it doesn't start clicking until probably halfway through the second. I notice it a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Khem Birch is a big part of getting our defense initiated because he's the closest thing we have to a traditional center. We can't forget we're dealing with massive injuries here, but you're right. I got to say, the D is really the thing that stands out to me as the factor that starts slow for us most nights. And then the third quarter is always a lull. PD saying put the ball in Barnes' hands and he'll get others involved. I agree. He's got to learn to find that balance in his mind as he's playing. Let it become natural to him, but that only happens through reps, right? So Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes. I would love to see more looks for him, but I'm also not knocking the way that Nick Nurse has handled his rookie season. He's first in rookie voting for the Rookie of the Year award for a reason. Scotty Barnes is just getting the job done for the Raptors. In his own regard, right? Like he's exceeded expectations big time. I watched a lot of college basketball. I'm telling you right now that Scotty Barnes did not have that jump shot on FSU. He did not play that way. He was still a playmaker, crazy defender, but wow, he's got set moves now. And if you slag off on defense, he's pulling up. So just a completely different player than we saw a year ago in college. Give the Raptors development a little bit of credit. Paul Blunt saying Masai should make Pascal wear a 905 jersey until he plays better. Damn, I'm putting out the wrong animation here. That's a cold move by Paul Blunt, making him wear the 905 jersey. Hey, he won a championship in those jerseys, so. Mike Vick in the chat pointing out that I am an armrest GM, meaning I'm sitting at home on my couch watching and criticizing them. Yeah, but you know what? I gotta say that we make this business happen, right? If there's not people that care passionately about their team, there's not millions of dollars to go into the pockets of players. So of course we're gonna talk about what we're passionate about. And another thing too, I think people come to me expecting me to have all the X's and O's of basketball and schema development. And I'm not the Brian Windhorst or the Adrian Woj, or Woj doesn't even really do it, but you get what I mean. I'm not like a Kendrick Perkins of the world who played NBA level basketball. Like, this is fan reaction stuff here. So am I always gonna have the most polite and correct take? Maybe not. But am I gonna speak for the heart and interact with other Raptors fans every single time? So yeah, I never want to offend anybody with acting like the athletes are, objectified or acted like, no, not treated human. I get it. They got feelings, but you're getting paid big bucks and it's all part of the production. You can't wish away all of it. Corey McWilliams saying, I still think Pascal for Wiggins and Wiseman. That deal is starting to look better and better. At first, it really turned me off, especially because I'm not huge on James Wiseman. He's a young 7-footer who's athletic, so okay, we could get him and work with it. That's all I'm asking for at the end of the day. And Wiggins' contract still doesn't look great, but he's playing a lot better out in Golden State. I don't know. It'd be awesome to get him a Canadian on the team too with Wiggins, and it's a decent return, but I'm leaning more towards a draft pick route. That's really started to get me excited, the thinking of draft picks coming back into the organization, because we haven't done that in a long time. We haven't sent out a package that's resulted in mass draft compensation in a little bit, and I'd love to see what that front office could do with massive draft compensation. So Jose Calderon saying, the problem is that our guys don't elevate anyone else but themselves. Fred is a great shooting option for a championship team, but as a lead point guard on a bad team, not so much. I disagree. I think that he's going to make people better in a lot of ways, playmaking included, but the leadership, I think, is just so understated for Fred VanVleet. He's the heartbeat of the team. And, he's a shooter and a great defender. He does both of those at a world-class rate, let's be honest, especially when he's in the playoffs. And, Fred's playing with really young players. He talks about it all the time. It's not like he dejects the blame, but he will say, look at how we played tonight, right? We're young, we're learning. And there's so few guys that go ahead with this roster as a point guard and instantly make it happen. And you got to remember, he doesn't have like a 7-foot routine center he's playing with every night to develop that pick and roll chemistry with. And most of his guys are very young or struggling like Pascal is at the moment. I don't think there's a fair lens to evaluate Fred VanVleet through right now. He's the ultimate team player, in my opinion. Maybe he doesn't get as many assists as Lowry, but his presence is so dead similar, I gotta say. Mike Kerr saying Wiseman's skill is good, but his attitude trash, obviously, and he's injury prone. Yeah, there's something that just it's tough to explain. I'm not big on the idea of going and get Wiseman. I think he just disappointed so much considered to where he was drafted, but at the end of the day, could you still get value out of him? Definitely, I think to some extent. But it's disappointing to see him be a bit more of a project than we thought he would be. Crazy to think LaMelo Ball could have been on the Warriors instead of James Wiseman, which I don't want to toot my own horn, but I said at the time, if I was the Warriors, I'd be taking him. Steph Curry's on his way out. Why not go and get the third upcoming Splash brother to go take the reins eventually? He's so Hollywood too. He would have been able to stay in California where he's from. Just love the idea of it and play under Steph for a little bit. Could you imagine House of Highlights if Steph Curry and LaMelo Ball were playing together on the same team, especially throughout his rookie season? Oh my God. We missed out on something special as basketball fans. So maybe that's why I'm mad at James Wiseman, but at this point, yes, I would welcome him as a Raptor. I think we could get something done with him. As funny as that is for me to say after that rant. Shayar saying, Josh, Warriors will never do the Siakam trade anymore. I believe you're referring to the Wiseman and Wiggins in return for Siakam. I don't know about never, but you're right. It's a lot less likely. And the main reason is that Wiggins is just balling out. Found a great role with them. Lord 2 Senpai with a great idea here saying, let's ask Santa for a center for Christmas. 7 feet tall, please. That's all I'm asking for. You can go put him down the chimney and I'll drive him to the arena and the Raptors will be set up. And we got 93 live viewers in here, so shouts out everybody who's watching the game. The second half is about to get going. Down by a fair bit of points, 11 to be exact. Not a hot start for the Raptors. They've been hitting a lot of threes on us. Desmond Bane, I believe, is 4 of 6. So he's having a night. And then on our side of things, pretty quiet. Van Vliet with 13, 7 and 1. Pascal Siakam, 9, 4 and 2. And then Makai Luke with 5, Barnes with 4, 3 and 1. It's been pretty quiet, guys. I won't lie. We need a big second half here, but we got a big second half last time we faced them. You gotta hope that comes back, but it might not. You know what? Actually, I believe we were down by 11 points at half last time we faced this team. It was a much different story. It was a high scoring game. This is obviously more of a defensive one at the moment, but same deficit at half. History repeats itself, guys. Maybe this will be a comeback. Let me see. If I were to put money on the Raptors right now, let me see what it would return, because I got it in my head now that, this happened before. So let's see. The Raptors betting line. Okay, my phone just decided it's not going to work. Great. Let me try to open this again. But I'm curious to see what that return would be. Tell me if I'm crazy in the chat. I know this is probably just money in the hands of Vegas, but all right, so to bet on the Raptors right now, to go out there and come back, it would be a plus 270 payout. So if I put all right, let's say $15 on it, 55. All right, so I just put $15 on the Raptors to come back and win the game. $55 return. History repeats itself. I'm going to be manifesting that, guys. But there you go, showing a boat of confidence here. I don't know why. We've just been trashing the Raptors in this chat the whole night so far. But hey, the bet's placed now. It's out of my hands. So Jose Calderon, I'm not really going to repeat what he just said, but Jalen Harris obviously violating the drug policy in the league, and he, a lot of people pointing out that he would have been helpful to have on this team. He was a shot maker and came out and impressed. I'd say impressed a fair bit in the last stretch of the season there in the final 10 games or so. He would help, but still, I think that it's not really a difference maker, I'm not going to look at that and really feel too bad. It is what it is. He made a mistake. Maybe that says something about his character. Whatever it was, maybe we'll see him play at the NBA level at some point, but I don't think he'll ever be one of those guys that you kick yourself for not keeping around. But I did like him while he was here. I won't lie. I did like Jalen when he was around. Yeah, everybody telling me Corey, Shayar, they're just saying that the $15 is down the drain. Say that now. All right, but I'll stick to it that history is going to repeat itself. We're at home. Let's go get it. Scotty Barnes is going to drop 20 in the second half, and all will be all right. Yeah, Matty Maru saying $15, and it's gone. Well, we'll see, guys. We'll see. I've been hot on the bets recently. Like I said, I hit 2 different ones of the game on Sunday versus Boston, one of which I posted on our Twitter. So if you guys were able to see it beforehand, you would have won money on it as well. But if you have any gambling lines of your own going down tonight, definitely put them in the chat. I want to hear about them. And Kenneth Lau asking, is it Bet365? Yes, it is. I use the player prop lobby, which is the bet builder feature. And yeah, it's when you pick different player lines and then combine them for the exponential odds. And we got 82 live viewers right now. So shouts out to everybody that just saw me burn $15 on camera. I'll make it rain right now because I must be able to if I'm just throwing out $15 like that. The only reason I did that is because I hit a bunch of bets the other day. But hey, 15 to 55, I would take it. Corey McWilliams saying, I hope you're right. I would just love to see a Raptors W. My one bet seems like it's out of the window anyways. Stevie V saying, quick, bet 30 on the Grizzlies, telling me to hedge my bets a little bit. For morale reasons, definitely not. And they're already favorites to win. I couldn't get my money's worth out of it. Fan Fiction saying, hey Josh, if you win, what are you doing with the money? With the $55? Fan Fiction, I might go buy an iced coffee. Iced coffee and a yacht. That's the plan. Shayar saying, Josh, have you ever hit your Siakam bets? Yes, I did actually. Earlier this season, before the Kings game, I put it out on Twitter. It was my live stream bet for that game. I had him getting, I want to say, 17 points. And someone actually responded to me on Twitter and said, betting on Siakam, that's like throwing away money. And I remember, so I didn't respond anything, but I looked back at it later and I was like, that just hit for us and was like the biggest part of the parlay, which also cashed out. So it was like a I told you so moment, but I didn't say anything. But yes, to answer your question, I have hit on Pascal bets before. I'm not afraid to bet on Pascal. I know he's a capable offensive player, especially when we're facing a team that struggles. We talk about him abusing the under 500 groups, which the Grizzlies currently are, and they're missing Ja. Just felt like it could be a night for Pascal, and maybe it still could be, right? Like he's got 9 points. That's pretty much on pace to do it. We'll stay tuned. I don't think it's overly likely my parlay hits, but if you guys are in here, second half is about to begin. Drop a like spike if you guys are watching along. Let's get that number up. It always helps the channel big time. You guys are the best. And I got to say, when Ben and Riker were here, we went and played pickup ball. We couldn't get the court empty because there were so many people there. It was at an LA Fitness in Toronto, so you guys can imagine it was really busy, midday on a Saturday as well. But we did play hoops together on the same team. We didn't face off. We won a game. It was a lot of fun. I got to say, Riker's a silky shooter, and Ben is like, he is slippery with the ball, man. Like he does a little like Chris Paul moves in the paint to get you off of him on defense, and he'll either just like take you to the rim quickly or set someone else up. Good ball players, I gotta say. And I was doing my thing out there too. They'll attest to that, but we won our first game, lost our second. It is what it is. Pretty good hoops that get played at pickup games in Toronto. We were undersized to say the least, but still had a decent run. All right, so it's 50-39 right now. Memphis leading Toronto. Oh, that's not a foul on Pascal Siakam. Pascal saying challenge that. He thinks he got a clean block. I agree, he did. That's a tough call, especially when you're down by 11 right now. Jaren Jackson Jr. currently going to the line, but maybe the Raps will question this. Let's see. We're getting the replay right now. If anything, it was like Scotty Barnes at the tail end of it. The refs look a little bit confused here. We'll see what comes out of this. The foul wasn't obvious, whatever it was. We got 75 live viewers in here, so if you're watching right now, stick around. We got a long second half ahead of us. Jaren Jackson Jr. I always say that's a tongue twister of a name. Triple J is knocking down his first one from the foul line, putting Memphis up by 12 at the moment. So Shayar saying, Josh, if we're getting blown out and Grizzlies stop playing defense, Siakam's going to get 20. Siakam stat pads a lot at the end of the games. Yeah, I won't lie. I was betting on a little bit of that tonight. Oh, Precious Achiuwa there to get the flush alley-oop finish from Fred VanVleet. I do know that Pascal shows out when the other team is not good. I know it's just so obvious, but yeah, he doesn't really show out against top teams. Bet on him doing well tonight. We'll see if that happens. Jaren Jackson Jr. cutting to the rim with a big dunk. Wow. That was a serious move by Triple J there. All right, so Precious with the ball here. Finds Pascal, who shoots the three. Just misses. Is it off of Memphis? No, I thought that deflected off a Raptor, but we might be keeping the ball here, which would be good. Pascal, good take, misses that shot. Oh, Philly tuning in saying, what you think about Scotty? So I've been saying this for a couple different times throughout the stream. He's our guy of the future. Like, no doubt in my mind. He will be the top guy on our team, and he'll be a top guy that with respect in the league. Not necessarily like an MVP candidate, but someone you can build around. Like, honestly, maybe similar to a Kawhi type player in terms of impact and championship potential. None of that's promised. I just see all the right signs, and none of these superstar guys come in during their rookie season and lead the team to the playoffs and blow expectations that far out of the water, right? You know, he's 20 years old, but it looks like in the future he will be that guy. So that's who I want to build around. I've been saying draft picks for Pascal, but Pascal there getting the basket under the rim. Nice little post move. He did spin, but I'll get the Flames going for Pascal right now. Happy to see him score. As you can see, I got a bet on him. That's 11 points right now for Spicy P in the match. We got 80 live viewers, so shout out to everybody who's watching. EHT saying, that was the worst bet of all time. Really thought Pascal was getting 20 points. When you said worst bet of all time, I thought you were talking about my moneyline Raptors bet at half, which could probably qualify for the worst bet of all time as well. But no, you know what? He could do it. I mean, like, he's kind of on pace at the moment. And this isn't me, like, saying Pascal's, like that dude. But tonight, you're facing the Grizzlies. He could probably go get 20. Last time I bet on Pascal, it hit. I'll defend Pascal a little bit right now. Oh, nice little paint move. Turns over the ball. That's an ugly turnover for Pascal Siakam. He was looking good for a moment there. And then Brooks at the other end getting the lay-in. Defense to offense for the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks getting 2. So the Raps are down by 11. Again, it's 56-45. 9-10 left here in the third quarter. But double check that. So Pascal does have 11. Bet alive. Steven Adams there with a defensive rebound off the Achua miss. I'll throw it up one more time for our 81 live viewers. If you guys are watching this, drop a like, Spike, man. It's much appreciated whenever you guys can do that. So Toronto's backyard was Susie saying, maybe with Blake Griffin getting benched and Kemba, maybe it will inspire Nurse to bench Siakam. There has been some stars who have been benched this season. You've seen it in a bunch of different situations. Who was it the other night? So another big name player got some benching as well. Completely healthy scratched, I believe, in the NBA. So it's not unheard of, right? Good teams will do it when they need to wake their players up. I don't think the solution right now is to bench Siakam. That would kind of hurt his trade value a lot. And I think it's Scotty Barnes hits the 3, man. He's got a 3-point shot now. I got to turn the flames on for Scotty B. He's developing a 3-point shot. We are seeing his transition into a star. That man is number 1 right there. I forgot what I was saying here about Pascal, but oh yeah, but potentially benching him. That would just make his attitude look weird maybe, because, I mean, he's not... I feel like when you bench a player is when their mentality's wrong. I mean, Pascal's trying. To bench him would just, like, demolish his confidence. He's definitely out there trying. He's just not that guy. I got to be honest. Skill-wise, he's not ready. He's not sizable enough to guard the post against, like, 6'10" centers. He's not a great fit right now in this Raptors group. Somewhere else he will be as a second or third option, both on defense and offense. But right now, I mean, he's just fouling a lot, trying to guard bigger players in the post because we don't have a 7-footer. His offense, it's not going in. We got endless issues right now with Pascal, but benching him I don't think is the solution, even though it might feel like tempting at times because of how frustrating it can be. That would really hurt him. Banton there with the offensive rebound off the Scotty Barnes miss. Love to see Scotty shooting threes. And there's Yuta Watanabe hitting one of his own, man. Love that. That's huge. Energy player. All right, so right now we're not bad, actually. I think we might be only down by 5 points, 56-51. Okay, guys, let's see what my bet cash out's at, because I might even be looking at a positive cash out. Okay, so my money line bet right now, I could cash out for $16, a whole dollar's profit at the moment. So doesn't seem so crazy anymore, Definitely seems like I am burning money. I wouldn't have expected the Raptors to come back and win this game, but who am I kidding, actually? History repeats itself, and last time we faced Memphis, it's exactly what they did in the second half. Let's keep believing. I don't want to jinx it. So someone else in the chat piping up here saying he's not getting benched until the end of the season. Yeah, maybe to protect his trade value for the last 15 games or so. If winning and getting into the playoffs has completely sailed, then yeah, maybe you sit down Pascal just to preserve him as an asset, as terrible as that sounds. But yeah, that you definitely see teams do that with their stars, their top paid guys. Cook It Son saying last year Utah would never have shot that. Good to see. Utah's an energy guy, but his offense can be pretty suspect. Definitely, to say the least, but right now he has been shooting with a bit more confidence. I noticed it immediately when he came in last season. This preseason. I saw it immediately that he was having a bit more offensive desire. Like, he wanted the ball more. He wasn't hesitating shooting a little bit of contested shots. Yuta Watanabe's developed steadily. I do think he has a ton of work to be doing on offense still, though, if he wants to be a routine part of the lineup. He'll get some minutes here and there for defensive assignments, but Yuta Watanabe, if he wants to be a routine rotation guy, the offense still needs to get a little bit better. So to see him hit a 3 right now, big time encouraging. I know myself and Riker at the game against Boston, we were getting a little bit upset with Yuta. He was missing a lot. Seems like he couldn't get any arc on his 3-point shot, but gets enough arc on that last one, and Cookie's son showing him some love for that. Definitely noticing the development of Watanabe. He's a guy you cheer for, of course. And I mean, J.E. Skeets was saying it on our podcast. He's like the biggest fan of Watanabe in the fan base, which is funny, but yeah, just some continuous Pascal slander in the chat. Dan T saying they need a point guard, a pass first point guard, that is. You know what? It wouldn't hurt, but Fred VanVleet, in my opinion, he's the next best thing for this team to Kyle Lowry. I mean, without bringing Chris Paul or someone like that into the conversation, like in terms of reasonable guys to fill in that role, like he's right at the top of the list of dudes you could have picked in the NBA in terms of heart, defense, shooting ability. And then like his playmaking is underrated. He's not as good as Kyle at passing the ball. That's definitely on display. But Kyle got better and better at that as his years went on, and I think Fred will too. Kyle was every definition of a late bloomer, and Fred has been as well. So I'm not too worried. I feel really like we are in good hands at point guard with Fred. It's just this team in general. We're very young. We're not exactly balanced in terms of what the roster looks like. Yes, everyone's very tall, but we don't have that traditional center. We have a lot of guys that are hurt at the moment. It makes sense that we're not experiencing success. I wouldn't hit panic buttons on Fred. On Pascal, just bringing him up out of nowhere. Yes, but on Fred, not yet. Fred VanVleet, never forget the finals MVP vote he got. Speaking of which, he's coming across center with the ball right now for the Raptors and pulls up in the mid-range, gets the basket, man. That mid-range shot for Freddie, I was hyping him up and he got a basket, so I'm turning on the Flames. Good to see. Raptors are down by 3 points, guys. This is a one-shot game. Oh, perfect defense by Precious on Jaren Jackson Jr. He misses the layup, but they get the offensive board and it's going back up. Triple J's just misses the 3. Thank God. Scotty B the other way. Oh, I want Scotty to score here. Fred with it. Oh, that was good defense there by the Grizzlies. Fred turns it over. Scotty, go! That was almost a travel. Okay, what was going on there with Scotty Barnes? Scotty Barnes like lagged out for a moment. He got the steal, kind of traveled with it, and then like paused under the rim as though he got the play like called down. Okay, that was wild, but the Raptors playing inspired right now, hustling on defense and getting a jump ball. This is weird right now. Okay, 1 point game, 56-55. Raps showing some life, and big shouts out to Scotty Barnes. He got kind of blown up on a pick there by Steven Adams. I mean, he's a brick wall, but then getting the steal, looking back, pretty sure he thought the play might have been called dead or something, but gathering and getting the basket, very patient basket from the looks of it. And then on the other end, getting the jump ball, just straight energy from Scotty Barnes. Michael Kerr saying, Scotty can't dribble. I mean, that's one of his strengths, but right there, he lagged out for a moment. A-Cat saying, let's go. I'm jacked up right now. This is awesome. Okay, so my cash out on the Raptors halftime bet is at $21. Already a profitable decision. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, Memphis by 1. Triple J's puts up the 3 and hits it. Wow, big bucket for him. Memphis up by 4 that is. We got 81 live viewers in here, guys. Shouts out. And Kenneth Lau saying $55! Exclamation point. Oh my God, the arc on that jumper by Scotty B. That was sweet. Wow. His shooting mechanics, like where did they come from? Like he's never been atrocious, but in college he was not doing that. Gotta love to see that. Patient basket there from Memphis. Precious Achiuwa doesn't jump fast enough, and they get it off the glass to go. So Scotty Barnes pulls up for three, just misses. Wow, that would have blown the lid off of Scotiabank. Okay, and it's going back Toronto ball. Love to see what's going on right now. This is just straight energy for the Raptors. Yes, we're down by 4, but look at this Isaac Bonga coming back in. I don't know what I think about that. Let's hope he plays well. Interesting, but let's hope he plays well. Bonga into the game. Raps down by 4. We're rallying. Scotty Barnes is playing great. Just trying to impact the game in every single way. I believe Shane 10 pointed this out. Scotty on fire in the chat. Corey McWilliams saying, anybody got a good stream for the game? Crack streams is lagging bad. Corey, definitely go to Stream East. That's Stream and then East as in the direction on the compass. And there we go. Yuta Watanabe answering with a 3-pointer of his own. Guys, the Flames are hardly staying off at the moment. It's stayed hot in this third quarter for Toronto. We're down by 1. Yuta Watanabe silencing my criticisms of his offensive game. Knocking down a couple threes. But then Memphis comes back with a basket at the other end. Either way, we're down by 3 points. It's a one-shot game. Raps are on their horse right now coming back. Banton takes the pick from Barnes. With it in the mid-range. Oh, nice pass by... Okay, Scotty Barnes gets robbed on his passes. He sets up so many guys that just happen to not finish. And it naturally happens, but if he played like this, doesn't even improve for the rest of his career, his assist numbers would continue to go up because as his teammates get better, they will finish more of these baskets that they should already be getting. Point is, Scotty Barnes is a great setup man. He's better than his assist numbers show at playmaking, to say the least. Melton just misses the 3. Bueno Kitty saying Utah. It's the headband. The headband had Pascal playing nice, but then they banned sort of like the long style headbands that they had with they were like tied up in the front. So those are banned now. They can't wear them. And maybe if we give Pascal that headband back, we would see Headband P again, who was unreal. It's like Mike's secret stuff from Space Jam. Got to give that back to Pascal. But Raptors are on their way. They're on defense at the moment. Down by 3 points versus Memphis. The floater goes again. Who is that just got that? Number 0 on Memphis. I think who is that? Either way, getting another key basket there for the Grizz. We've got 90 live viewers. If you guys are in here, I've been milking this animation. Drop a like, Spike, man. It's always appreciated. Isaac Bonga misses the 3. Interesting seeing Bonga shoot some threes. Wasn't big on his decision to come into this game here. I mean, Nurse's decision to put him in. But we'll see how we'll see what he does. Nick Nurse has gone to him a fair bit in the past couple games with all the injuries we've had. Banton going coast to coast, pulls out, surveys, finds Bonga, thought about shooting another 3, but he goes off the dribble and gets fouled. Good take there for Isaac Bonga. Jose Calderon saying, Scotty is like magic playing with a bunch of Iman Shumperts. And speaking of Iman Shumpert, I'm just leapfrogging this comment right onto the next. This guy went out and won Dancing with the Stars. First NBA player to ever do it. Everybody in the league was showing him big love for that. It was hilarious, man. Go check out the clips if you hadn't. But yeah, Jose Calderon pointed out that Scotty is playing around a young team that's developing chemistry and working on their individual skills. He's been robbed on assist numbers. If you guys have been watching the Raptors, you know what I'm saying. He'll go up as a playmaker statistically very soon. A lot of people asking why Bonga's in the game. I didn't really get it either, but getting fouled. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. We're down by 5 points. Overall, good things right now, guys. The energy is way up from where it was in the first half. I'm settled back in right now. I mean, I've been feeling sick, but once you get into a rhythm with this, guys, I come on here. It's the chat, the game, the chat, the game, me ranting. You know, I'm into the rhythm of the production now, and I'm hoping to get rid of this cold. This has been brutal. And shouts out to the 100 people who are watching right now. Raptors loyal, we appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can get a dub. And like I said earlier, I put money on Raptors to come back and win when we were down by, I believe, 11 points at the half. My whole rationale behind it, the Raptors came back from a deficit of down 11 versus the Memphis Grizzlies last time. Yes, we had Gary Trent Jr. balling out and hitting big-time threes for us. Really the X factor of the game, and he's not in tonight. That's been hurting us consistently, but you know what? I still think history is going to recur tonight, and we're going to come back versus the Grizzlies, who are missing a star of their own in John Morant. Playing field's still even. If you have any hopes of making the play-in game, which I still think we potentially could, not saying like, hey, that's what I want to happen, but I mean, I speak for everybody. If we could get into a playoff spot, I think it's just cool to see the development of this group. You gotta win. You gotta win a game like tonight. You've been better at home than you have been. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. You've been better on the road than at home, but still, home court should be an advantage. Hoping we can get a dub, man. Jeremy W. asking what happened to Dragic. No one's quite certain. He left for personal reasons, so it could be any number of things really, pertaining from himself to his family to others to whatever it could be, right? You know, players are encouraged to take care of themselves, especially the mental side of the game. You sometimes see guys take a step away. No clue what's going on with Dragic. Obviously, he's been in a weird situation this year, so we wish him the best. But I'll keep you guys updated as I get details on when he'll be coming back. But no measurable timeline at the moment. And there they got the lead singer, the Arkells, watching the game tonight. A lot of people courtside with the Raps. Green Man in the chat saying, hell no, we need a top 5 pick again. He's talking about me bringing up the play-in game and potentially a playoff spot. I mean, I wouldn't say no to either situation. I just don't want to risk being in the middle, right? So control the things you can control, try to win, and if you naturally lose, aka the classy tank, if you do the classy tank, then, you know, I feel like karma's in your favor. There you go. I'm bringing up invisible forces in this world. Karma is in your favor when you try hard and still lose. You get rewarded. I mean, last year, I don't think we ever really took everybody who was in there was trying. Yes, there was moments where we're like, okay, he could probably play, but he's still injured. All in all, I think we did the classy tank, and we got, oh wow, what a block there by Clark. But Yuta Watanabe there to get the cleanup basket for the Raptors. We're down by 2. Overall, we got rewarded with Scotty Barnes in the draft at 4th overall. I don't think we need a top 5 pick again. Like I said, we got our star now. We got our role players. We just need everybody healthy and developing. But hey, I wouldn't say no to it. You know, there's a lot of situations that could unfold here. I just want to see our team play hard. We got 90 live viewers. I'm going to say it again for everybody that's out there in the chat. Drop a like spike if you're in the building. So Pascal still has 11 points. Finds Yuta, who jacks up a 3. Just misses. I got to say, I can't remember who brought it up in the chat here, but you're right. He would not have been shooting that last season. That shot especially. Nice block there for Pascal. I got to check my defensive stats on Fred in a moment, but Grizzlies hold onto the ball, and they're fouled by Pascal, who I think's got 3 or 4 personal fouls at the moment. Great block initially for him, but like I said, Grizzlies retain possession, and now they're going to be going to the stripe. I think they're in the bonus. I could be incorrect on that. But what a crazy play that almost was. Brandon Clark running back, swatting Bonga, who had a great play of his own, went for the layup, gets rejected, but then Yuta Watanabe, the energy guy, there to clean up the garbage and get the Raptors a bucket, which is a pretty key bucket at this time, right? I mean, one-shot game, really. First free throw goes for Memphis. We're down by 2. And Chris Boucher checks in. He did not play when we were there watching, when we were there in person watching them face the Celtics in Scotiabank. And, I mean, Ken Birch wasn't in, so there was clearly a lot of minutes to be had for the big man, Chris Boucher, but did not get played, and it's obviously a message to him to wake up, and I'm happy that Nick Nurse is giving him opportunity tonight to defend himself and answer. ACAT correcting me, saying Siakam 5 fouls, so 1 more before fouling out. That's been a consistent issue for him. Percy Lewis saying, don't let this distract you from the fact that if we lose this game, we will be 2-8 at home. That is a drag. I mean, we'd probably have the same record in Tampa Bay still, and we spent all that time last season talking about how much we needed to get back to fire up our energy players in front of their home crowd, which obviously we have one of the best of in the league. It's been underwhelming, this home court advantage, but Yuta Watanabe getting fouled and trying to jack up a shot like Steph there. I think the foul came on the floor, so he won't be shooting two, but we'll see here. Either way, really good stretch here for Yuta, I gotta say. All right, and yeah, the Raptors will get the ball inbounds here. Goes to Chris Boucher from Malachi Flynn. And now it's in the hands of Banton, who's working in the paint, picks up his dribble, and now it's over at Malachi Flynn. Flynn in the mid-range, nice basket. He got great rotation off that jumper. Malachi Flynn is just a skilled guy. Fundamentals are rock solid for Malachi, and it showed there. Bonga gets scored on there by Anderson. It was a good contest, but the floater goes for Kyle Anderson in the paint. We are down by 3. It's 68-65 with under a minute here. Just about 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's been a great quarter for us. Came a long way from down 11 at the half. And Malachi from 3 just misses off the front of the rim. That would have been a huge shot going into the halftime. But either way, it's going to be 2 for 1. We jacked up that shot because we'll get the ball back for the last possession. It's a 7-second difference between game clock, shot clock, and the Grizzlies have it right now. But we'll be closing this out. I'm turning on the Flames prematurely to get the Raptors cooking for this last shot. Need a big defensive stop here. Dylan Brooks with the ball. Wow. Misses the reverse, but Brandon Clark, I believe, there to clean up on the glass. Gets the putback, and the Grizzlies are up by 5. All right, 10 seconds to shoot the ball. Banton's coming up. Come on, guys. I got my Flames on. Delano, what do you got? In the mid-range? Air ball, but Chris Boucher there underneath. Wow. Ugly sequence. You could tell Banton did not want to shoot that. The defense just backed right up on him, gave him the shot, and clearly a good decision. Air balls it, but Chris Boucher there to get the rebound for a second, but it's swatted out by Memphis. And then Boucher with the buzzer beater poster. Great cut there by Chris. Gets the ball from Banton. A little bit of revenge there on the Grizzlies for blowing up the last play. Gets the dunk. That's hype. Goes up strong, man. That's clean. That's before the buzzer went off. I'm putting the Flames right back on. Huge play there. So Raptors down by 3. We're 1 shot out of this. And what a dunk by Chris. His energy has been subpar at times. He just went there and put a fire under this team going into the half. That's the perfect play to end the half on. A great set piece. Banton finds him. And just a little bit of a poster, honestly. The Canadian Chris Boucher. Bonjour. But yeah, before, Green Man saying WTF was that, Delano. A little bit of an ugly air ball mid-range J. You could tell he didn't want to shoot it. Getting disrespected by the defense. We'll give him a little bit of leeway. He's a rookie, right? He's got to work on that J. But finding Chris. Getting the big flush here. Raptors are 1 shot out of it, guys. And I got to say, it was a money move. Putting a money line bet down on the Raptors at the half, who were trailing by 11. Like I said, we're down by 3 now. It's a 1-shot game to be tied back up. And I put $15. That pays out 55. Right now, I could cash out for 21. So I'm going to make it rain real quick because I'm quite pleased with myself for putting down that bet. We got a little ways to go. But stay tuned. I'm expecting a good fourth quarter here for the Raptors. This seems to be the same story of what happened last time we faced Memphis, except this is more of a defensive matchup, whereas last time Memphis, I believe, scored 71 on us in the first half. Either way, looking like we could get a W, guys. So stay tuned. We got 90 live viewers and hopefully a good half in front of us. And Jeremy W. saying, Josh, you know all the opposing players. Pretty impressive for a hockey guy. It's so funny. People always say this, and I feel like Jeremy might have heard me say this, so maybe he's poking fun at me. But whenever I host the Leafs Digest, right, I'll give a take that maybe, doesn't resonate with someone. And of course, they're going to want to discredit me a little bit after that. So they'll go to the comment section and write, oh, Josh is the basketball guy, right? He should probably stick to that because he doesn't know what he's talking about in hockey. And then inversely, when I'm on the Raps channel, right, like I'll give a basketball take, like a trade Siakam, for instance, where not a lot of people want to hear that, or some people clearly don't. It makes sense that everyone's got an affinity for Siakam here. He's a champion. But I'll say that, for instance, and people go to the comments section and be like, oh, Josh is the hockey guy, like, doesn't know anything about basketball. So it seems like I can't win. It's ammo no matter where I go, being a hockey and basketball fan, but I try to follow both leagues closely, so I appreciate Andrew taking note of that. The NFL, I'm a total casual in, even though I do enjoy watching it. But Raptors with the ball here. We get a defensive stop out of the gate. And oh, wow. Dylan Brooks with some aggressive defense, cutting off the post pass for Scotty Barnes there. Malachi threw in the entry, but Dylan Brooks there to pick it off. And then defense to offense. Wow. And one bucket for Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane's impressive. Gets the bucket and the damage. He's got a chance to put the Grizzlies up by 6 here. HS22 saying Raps should bring back JV. He's playing phenomenal lately. I wish we never lost JV. It was I've said it time and time again, it was the deal we made with the devil. When we sent out DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and then later that season, JV, DeLon Wright, to get back some essentially rental players, even though Gasol stuck around for a couple of years. But you win the championship. Danny Green and Kawhi leave, but that's okay. Sets your team back to retool. We are champions. Let's not act like we don't know what it's like to be poor. And Scotty Barnes, let's go with the big dunk down the lane. When he goes to jam that thing, there's not a lot of people who want to jump in front of it. And then, wow, the response from the Canadian Brandon Clark, sort of double cocking the basketball and jamming it at the other end. Raps are down by 6. Malachi from 3. Oh, wow, that would have been a big basket. I was hoping that went. They looked money, but Flynn misses again. Desmond Bane with the ball. Percy Lewis saying Scotty is impressive. Responding to someone who said nobody on the Raptors is impressive. That I got to disagree with. We could be a big-time losing league, but I am very impressed with a handful of our young guys so far this season. And Scotty Barnes is the top of the list for sure, especially when it comes to Rookie of the Year voting. I think it's his to win. Chris Boucher, and one to the basket. All right, Chris. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Boucher with a huge momentum play for the Raptors here. It's 77-71. Chris with a chance to make it a 5-point deficit. Shane 10 saying, tough game for Flynn. You know, you're right. So I'm all stuffed up. I sound terrible right now, guys. I'm so sick, but Malachi Flynn is having a little bit of a rough night. He's made all the right decisions. His shots looked good. Some nights it won't go for you, and I get it. I'm being the Flynn apologist. I'm advocating for him to get all this playing time. I get it. He has had an inefficient night, but I've liked the way he's carried himself, and I like the plays he's been trying to make. He's on the right path. And overall, I mean, we're still in this game here. There's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. If we can get a W, I'll consider it a successful night for Flynn, especially if he can help get us back into this one. Good contest there on Desmond Bane by Flynn. Raptors are coming back with the ball. Scotty Barnes with it. Looks to find the cutting Yuta Watanabe. That should be an assist for Scotty. Or at very least, the Yuta should be fouled and go into the line. Like, that right there is a great play that just won't show up on the box sheet for Scotty, but Scotty Barnes trying to put a defender for Memphis on the poster, Triple J's, but ends up losing a handle on the ball, and it's going back Memphis way. If you guys are watching that was Scotty tried to kill him, and I love that. He's starting to play like he's a superstar capable of putting guys on posters, and that's a foul on Dylan Brooks. But credit for Scotty Barnes going right at Triple J's throat there. He wanted to climb the ladder and put him on a poster. That was close, but we got 95 viewers. If you guys are watching right now, this has been an exciting first half. We're getting a replay of that almost looked like a foul. He got ball first, but it was wrist shortly after. Debatable non-call there. Nick Nurse is getting in the ref's ear. Scotty Barnes getting stopped by Triple J's. Jaren Jackson Jr., really great player, but Scotty Barnes challenged him at the rim and lost this challenge. But credit to the rookie. And if you guys are watching right now, as I said, we almost got 100 live viewers in here. Drop a like, man. I love the like spike animation. If you guys ever played Skyrim, the arrow that Ben used in that animation reminds me a lot of a Skyrim arrow. I'm just nerding out, but if anyone else here knows what I'm talking about, you get it. And we're talking about Rookie of the Year. Green Man in the chat saying Jalen who? Jalen was supposed to be a good rookie, but this whole class is really stacked. I'm more surprised that Scotty Barnes is the guy. I knew he would pay off eventually, but this quick, seeing this complete of a game, it's awesome. And then, that was, yeah, he got fouled, but that was almost a sweet alley-oop from Fred to Chris Boucher. Chris just missing throwing that down, but he's going to be shooting too. Let's check that out on the replay. Nice pick and roll. And then, yeah, pretty hard foul there by the Memphis defender. Chris is going to be shooting too. So people pointed out that Pascal still only has 11 points. That's not great. He probably won't hit my bet. Praying we can still hit that nice little bet on the Raptors money line that I placed at halftime. That's what we're living for right now. If we can get that, that'll be a nice little payout. I'll get the money raining, get a good omen going here. Hopefully we can land that. But my player prop bets do not look good. I'm going to go check exactly right now how many steals Fred has, how many threes Dylan Brooks has. I don't think Dylan Brooks has any, even though he's playing pretty good. Then obviously 11 points right now for Pascal. Not quite what I need. 20 was the number I bet on. That might be out the window, but a win, still potential. We're down by 8. It's 81-73 with 8:40 left in the game. Scotty Barnes has it in the mid-range. He should have pulled up there and he knows it, but finds Chris Boucher who misses the 3. That's where I think Scotty Barnes needs to be more automatic and know to pull up. Just always be a shoot-first player. Don't feel any way about it. It takes a while to develop that mindset, but I thought he could have gone up for a basket there. Instead, looked to facilitate and Chris misses. And then, wow, we get away with a foul there. Raptors coming back. Another opportunity that could have been a big assist for Scotty, but Chris misses the points at the other end with the run-out layup. I won't lie, that was a difficult bucket to get. And then Dylan Brooks coming back with a bit of a dagger of a 3 to put Memphis up by 11. So you guys know I did bet on Dylan Brooks' three-pointers, so out of anybody to hit that, I'm happy it was him. But putting this game a little bit out of reach for how late we're getting. Don't get me wrong, we can still fully come back and win this thing, but not a great sign for the Raptors. We're down by 11 with just under 8 minutes left in the game. Drop a final score prediction if you guys are watching right now in the chat. And speaking of which, there is 100 live viewers, so definitely, if you're in this, drop a like spike. I got my, I've been saying my Skyrim arrow showing out there on the animation. Some people saying game over. And then Green Man saying, did Dylan Brooks really just say this is his house? I missed that. I looked down in the chat. I didn't notice him saying that after. You know what? I always go by that thing that Drake said when Mike Budenholzer got mad at him in the finals for rubbing Nick Nurse's shoulders during a timeout or whatever. He posted the definition of, or what was it? It was a phrase basically saying that if you want to stop an opposing player or fan from mocking you, then win. It's very simple. It's like if you don't like being made fun of for losing, then win. And I got to feel the same way here, right? Like I'm all for taunting when you're up. When you're that guy, talk your garbage, say your stuff. Maybe I'm giving Dylan Brooks a little bit of a break because he is from Toronto and I do love the way he plays. But the only way the Raptors can make him shut up right now is if they come back and get a W, which is looking increasingly out of the picture. Not impossible, but Dylan Brooks getting under the skin of some fans here, claiming that Scotiabank is his house. Kenneth Lau asking, too late to cash out? I would imagine it is too late to cash out, but let me check for steals for Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet has no defensive stats tonight and 4 turnovers. Rough game for him. Not what you like to see. He's 6 of 12 on field goals, and then he's 3 of 6 from 3 points. That's Utah. He's 6 of 12 from the field goals, and then VanVleet 1 of 5 from 3-point range. So not having the shooting performance he had on Sunday versus Boston. We got to see that live. We placed a 3-pointer bet on VanVleet, so I felt pretty good about that. Cashing out. Doesn't look like I'll have the same fortune tonight, but I'll drop some money animation for anybody that got some money on our last bet against Boston. We're back in the W column with the bets. Doesn't look like it'll happen tonight, but always check Twitter beforehand, guys, for that content. And we got 103 live viewers in here, so shouts out to everybody in the chat. Scotty Barnes bringing it down the floor for the Raps. It's in Fred VanVleet's hands now. He's got Jaren Jackson Jr. on him. God, I can't say that name. It's just so much alliteration. Triple J's picks up the foul there on VanVleet. And Angelo Flores saying Brooks to Raps, ? That was a rumor that broke early in the season, and I could not understand why. You got a young core in Memphis that's pretty encouraging, and I think Dillon Brooks fits pretty well with the age of those guys, and he's obviously just a dog player. I get he's going to ask for a contract, but if you're Memphis, you got to pay Dillon Brooks. Like, he's a grit and grind dude that you want for your culture. But it was pretty cool to see him in some trade rumors to the Raptors for a moment, even though I did think it was unlikely. Pascal misses a pretty good mid-range pull-up shot. Don't mind him taking that, but another inefficient night for Spicy P. Ash G in the chat saying tank for his center. I don't know. We'll let this thing naturally play out. At least we got our superstar of the future. That's what I'm happy with. I don't feel pressed to tank because we have a star in the making. And some good support players around him. They're just out of the lineup. Fred VanVleet to Malachi, who's taking a three. Misses. And then Triple J's there for the rebound. Dillon Brooks is going to take it up the court for the Memphis Grizzlies. Siakam just getting dragged through the dirt right now in the chat. Yeah, he's having a rough one, guys. There's no doubt about it. Offensive rebound there for Dillon Brooks, but Fred VanVleet knocks it away. All right, and it's going to be Raptors ball. We're down by 11, guys. There's 6:43 left in this thing. It's not looking great, but it's looking possible, so stick around. EHT in the chat saying, trade Siakam for JV and a pick. Wow, maybe, yeah. Like, I'm starting to wonder if New Orleans would do that, because as I said, I mean, like, Pascal's a bit up there, and he's overpaid, and would he complement another power forward in Zion that well? I don't know. Your two best players would be fours at that point. I don't know if they would do it, but I would certainly, I think at this point, I would take that deal. Yes. A first round pick in JV for Pascal Siakam. I would do that. Let me know in the chat what you guys would do. Brooks misses the layup in the lane, and it's an offensive foul. Pascal, I believe, taking a charge there. So Raps, it's a single point deficit, single digit deficit. Wish it was a single point deficit, but we're currently down by 9 with 6:15. I mean, 3 shots and this game's tied up. That's a pretty unrealistic scenario, but hold tight, guys. Hold on and believe. We got our money line bet on from half when we were down by 11. We've improved since then. Pascal in the mid-range. Nice basket. Backs down his defender, pulls up after making just enough space, and gets a key bucket here for the Raptors. Sorry, now we're down by 9. Oh, okay, never mind. Scoreboard was lagging on the TV. Disregard everything I'm saying. It's a deficit of 7. And wow, Tyus Jones drawing the foul there. Precious Achiuwa, I believe, sending him to the line. That's not good. 110 live viewers, guys. I'll say it one more time. If you're in the chat, show some love right now with a like spike. Skyrim arrow on the screen. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, I want Pascal on a contender, to be honest. I've said before, he would be the perfect complementary piece playing with either Steph or Luka Doncic. So if the Mavericks or the Warriors were to trade for Pascal, it's just like, you're going to look bad. Like, even if the Raptors end up getting long-term value that's worth it in return, you will hand someone the key to unlocking a championship. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but we've seen him as that second or third guy. Like, Pascal's bona fide in that position, and he's won an MIP, like, not since that time, but during that time. He's developed a ton, right? Like, Pascal Siakam is that dude, just not in the role that we have him and the money we're paying him. To a contender, he's right on point. Philadelphia, he'd be pretty good too, but I tend to think that the Mavericks and the Warriors are teams that would get the most out of him. And are obviously contenders, so he'd have another chance to get a dub. Jeremy W. saying, Josh, is anyone in this draft a game changer? I think Paulo Banchero is. Paulo Banchero is supposed to be the second overall pick. I think he could go first. It's up for debate because people love to see Chet Holmgren. He's 7 feet tall and he can shoot threes and play monster defense. And when I say monster defense, he's not heavy set. So against NBA level bigs, I mean like adult men out there who know how to score in the post, I don't know how effective he would be at defending that, but he clearly can get up and reject shots when they're put up in the mid-range, and he can knock down threes, and he's got a jump shot. So they call players like that a unicorn, like a Kristaps type player. He is like a Kristaps type guy. People call him like the Dirk Nowitzki light. So yes, I definitely think Chet Holmgren's going to be a player in some capacity, but for me, Paolo Banchero's the guy. He's 6'10", and he can just play the game like a guard. It's crazy to see the way he goes out there and does his thing. I gotta say, just in terms of polished skills and NBA ready body, Paolo Banchero's the difference maker that comes to my head immediately thinking about this draft. There obviously are going to be some steals that I'll find out about as the college season continues. I'll keep you updated on those, but right now I would say Banchero's the guy that I hear the most positive things about. Jalen Duren would be game-changing for us. Jose Calderon saying that. And I've heard his player comparisons Dwight Howard. So if that's accurate for Jalen Duren, then yeah, he could be game-changing for us. Get a nice 20-year-old Dwight Howard in the Raptors system. That'd be great. A 7-footer who likes to play defense and can yam it in the post. We've been missing that. But I'll need to get a more in-depth analysis on this draft pretty soon. I don't think it's going to be as historic as this one that just went past. This was definitely the right draft to be in the lottery for. As you can see, Scotty Barnes, the proof right in front of you. There's going to be multiple guys that go on to be great players. I think Josh Giddey is a guy who's just going to be borderline great in this league. And went 6th overall. There was talent to be found everywhere in the 2021 draft. That is for sure. But I'll keep you guys updated on my draft knowledge for this year. Coming back out of the break here, Memphis gets a basket. We're down by 9. So it's a single-digit deficit. Non-possible, guys. 5:30 left in the game. Fred VanVleet hits a big three-pointer. All right. We got to get... Oh, doesn't count? I was about to get the flames going. Wow. Steps out of bounds. Believe that's what happened there with Fred VanVleet. The three-pointer will not count. God, you hate to see that. That would have been a big... Okay, no. It was an offensive foul. It was a moving pick, I believe. I don't know why I heard out of bounds there from the commentator, but looked like an illegal screen there set by Achua. He fouls out of the game. He had 5 points tonight. Rough game for Precious. Negating what would have been a huge basket for us. I don't know. I like centers going out there and kind of... You got to push the limits with setting picks. See how much you can get away with. Test officials. Test out the waters a little bit, but not the time to pick up your last foul and get out of the game. Raps down by 9, and then Tyus Jones getting a basket, a floater in the mid-range for the Grizzlies. It's double digits again, down by 11. Pascal with the ball, fumbles it a little bit, but retains possession. He's going to pull up in the mid-range, I think. Oh, nice little left-handed cut move there by Pascal. Is that an and one? All right, flames are coming on for Spicy P. Good little move there in the post by Pascal Siakam. Works down Kyle Anderson. Takes the inside and gets the damage and the basket. It's about to be an 8-point deficit if he can hit this. So Pascal might have 18 points. So for anybody who looked at me like a crazy man for betting him to get 20, we're in that ballpark. There's 5 minutes left. It could happen. But I think I would need Dylan Brooks to still hit one more three and Fred VanVleet to start picking up some defensive stats, which I don't think he has any of yet. Shockingly. He's normally great for those, but you guys already know that. Fred VanVleet's low-key all-NBA on defense. Oh, I think Steven Adams just got poked in the eye, but play continues. Fred VanVleet with it. Oh, gets rejected, and that's off of him as well. Dylan Brooks is playing in some inspired basketball right now. Adams still down. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like he got poked in the eye. I believe, Memphis calling a timeout here to make sure he's all right. And Scotty Barnes checking on him. Same with Yuta Watanabe. I got Steven Adams on my Raptors Digest fantasy team. Hopefully he's okay. You never want to get poked in the eye as a ball player. Everyone's been there. It sucks. But yeah, That's funny. The trainer comes over to Steven Adams to make sure he's okay, and he's just touching the trainer because he can't see anything, making sure he knows who it is. Steven Adams going fully blind out there, but hope the guy's all right. Steven Adams, aka Jason Momoa. If you guys are in here right now, it's not working. My like spike. Was trying to get it going, but here it is, guys. We got 111 live viewers, so if you're watching right now, throw down a like. It's always appreciated. Okay, so I gotta double check. I don't think Fred has any defensive stats yet. Fred VanVleet, where are you at? Yeah, no defensive stats. Bets are looking solemn. I do not think I'm hitting those. Lunchbox 420 saying Yuta needs 30 plus minutes. That's a little aggressive, but with guys that are the lineup and him playing this well, sure, I'll get behind it. Yuta's definitely brought the energy tonight, and not many players have. Bueno Kitty saying Spinny P needs to get Joshy Ice his bets. Let's go. I'm with you, Bueno Kitty. That would be sweet. Let's see if Pascal can get it done. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a tough bucket by... I feel like I'm giving too much love to the Grizzlies here, but tough bucket by Dillon Brooks. It gets called off. He traveled before, but Dillon Brooks is as legit as it comes, guys. He's like my second favorite player in the league. I'm just going to say it with my chest. Malachi Flynn misses the three, but we get the offensive rebound. We're third in the league for those. Scotty to Yuta Watanabe just misses. When will Scotty ever get his assists? I'm playing. That wasn't really that good of a play, but Yuta missing it. The Raps are down by 8. This game is like, it's feasible. You know, you got 3:45 left. It's unlikely, but it's feasible. You just got to get some stops. And wow, Scotty Barnes with the big steal. He's running the court. Get that, Scotty. Wow. All right, folks. Dillon Brooks is the man. I don't want to say, it might be his house. The Scotiabank Arena might be his house. I don't know where he lived in Toronto, but I'm starting to get a hunch that it was courtside in the Scotiabank Arena because this guy is playing right at home right now. Just making huge defensive plays, getting big buckets. I'm going to shamelessly build this man up because he is a Canadian. He's a young guy in the league. We're going to all be cheering for him at some point. What a player. All right, so you're still down by 8 if you're Toronto. You don't give up. Let's see what we get done here. And Scotty Barnes with a big-time block on Desmond Bane, but Clark finishing up, getting the garbage basket. Wow. So we haven't capitalized on our momentum here. Like making a huge defensive play and then, getting rejected or leaving a defensive rebound there. And Pascal Siakam has 20. I'm going to take a moment to make it rain because even though I'm not going to hit my bet most likely, it's a parlay, so I need all the other ones to hit, but Pascal Siakam has done his part. 20 points, guys. People looked at me like I was dead crazy for this. But Pascal, I know he can beat up below 500 teams. I thought he would do it tonight. Yes, it's been inefficient, but he's got his 20, guys. Shouts out to Bueno Kitty. I know he wanted me to get this too. Raps get the rebound here. We're still down by 8. Pascal, gets blocked by Jaren Jackson Jr. This has been some big-time lockdown defense. Oh, and wow! What a block by Scotty. Responding with a big defensive play of his own. Okay, I'm going to get the flames on for Scotty Barnes. We haven't been hitting our shots, but at least he responds with a big defensive play. Memphis' defenders coming up in the clutch. Finding a way not to foul and get ball first. But Scotty Barnes, like I said, giving an answer of his own. And we got 112 live viewers in here, guys. Spike it up if you're watching. Appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. Jose Calderon saying Triple J is better than Siakam. That's probably a fair statement. Lord 2 Senpai saying he's from Mississauga. People clarifying that Dillon Brooks does not actually live in the Scotiabank Arena. But like I said, the way he's playing right now, you would swear he does. Pascal from 3. Will he get the friendly bounce? No, it bounces off of the scoreboard. It's out of bounds, but that would have been a big bucket for the Raptors. You have just over 2 minutes left. It's still a single-digit deficit, 8 points. You're in the bonus. Hopefully you can get something going, but like I said, the defenders have been showing out right now for the Grizz. Some people lamenting Siakam's missed 3 there in the chat. People have been on him all night. All right, Dylan Brooks with the ball. Brooks, if you're going to do anything, just hit a 3 for my bet's sake. That was kind of a forced up take by him, but good things for the Raptors. Siakam gets the rebound or the steal, I guess. And then Flynn, he's going to shoot that 3. Knocks it down. That's a big bucket, guys. We're down by 5 points here with 1:40. We are in this game, guys. My bet's alive. Malachi Flynn hitting an all-important shot there. I mean, he was wide open too. Those are one of the shots that you need to knock down. And I don't want to be hard on Svi Mikhailuk, but those are kind of he's just getting pulled out of nowhere here. Those are the kind of shots that he's been missing, which is why I think people have been really upset with Svi, is the big timely buckets that you need a guy to come off the bench and you make plays for to get them open. Well, right there, Malachi Flynn gets an open look in the clutch and hits it. We need to see more of that from Svi Mikhailuk. I'm just happy that Malachi Flynn's coming around, making a big play at a big time. We still got 112 viewers out here, so clearly people want to stay to the finish to see if the Raptors can pull this one off. It might be a long 1:30 left in this game, but no doubt an exciting one. And I got to chalk up, the defense for both teams tonight. Yes, the Raptors are behind the 8 ball, and if your defense was better, you could be winning. But the same could be said for the offense. Overall, I think you're pretty happy with the effort tonight. Nazem Kadri in the building, former Leaf. You guys aren't checking out Leafs Digest. What are you doing? Go get subscribed. The Leafs are one of the best teams in the NHL right now. We're going to undo the Stanley Cup curse. Go show love to the Leafs Digest if you guys have a moment. But don't leave this live yet. We got an exciting game ahead of us, or an exciting final 1:30, 5-minute deficit. We're in the bonus. I've been saying these things, but it's not out of reach, guys. Let's see what happens. You know what's interesting I was thinking about too? I'm just looking at Brandon Clark and Dylan Brooks. Seems like wherever Canadians go in the league, they go in pairs. I mean, OKC has Lou Dort and SGA. And then obviously the Grizzlies, yeah, they have Brooks, and then they have Clark. There's another team with a pair, and then, well, who else was it? I don't know. It seems like there's always 2 Canadians on a roster. It's rarely just one. I guess the Raptors put them in that category, but Bane, with a dagger of a 3. He's been huge for Memphis tonight. Malachi. Pascal misses the 3-point from the top of the arc. This one looking like more or less sealed deal at the moment. We're down by 8 with a minute left to go. We foul there. Memphis not in bonus yet, but will be soon. Bueno Kitty's pulling hard for me right now. He wants me to get my $55. He says his 55 loonies. Spoken like a true Canadian. I want to be paid in loonies. You hear me bet 365, but I'm not going to be paid for anything tonight. I don't think my Raptors money line halftime bet is good anymore. It was profitable at one point. I'll take some pride in that. I could have cashed out, but obviously I'm gonna let it ride. And then my parlay. Pascal Siakam did his job. Fred VanVleet with no steals. And Dylan Brooks has hit 1 3. And he takes another 3 right now. Bricks it. Yeah, at this point, I just hope the Raptors can get Scotty some baskets or something. That's always the most exciting. And speaking of which, he pulls up from 3. Man, right on cue. It's like Christmas morning. Scotty Barnes hits a 3. Okay, I mean, they asked for it. I asked for it. They delivered. The rookie knocking down a bucket there. But the full court press ends up burning us. Triple J's at the other end, getting the flush. Damn. Well, folks, that will do it. More or less. I mean, we're down by 7 points with 24 seconds left. So just one possession, essentially. Or I guess exactly. Tough, guys. Jeremy W. in the chat saying Pascal is just not clutch. Percy Lewis here saying, imagine being a Raptors fan and a Leafs hater. Come on, man. Now you got to show love, guys. If you're in Toronto, we Raptors fans have fans all over the world, super international fan base. But if you're in the city especially and you cheer against the Leafs, come on now. Like, I get everyone's just trendy to dislike the Leafs. It's a meme, but get with it, guys. The Leafs they're the real deal. They could win this year. They're contenders. They're playing great. It's always fun to poke fun at them, but I think we got a lot of love for hockey here in the city, obviously. Charlie Dean saying, this team is so trash, bro. It doesn't feel good at the moment at all. Logan pointing out that Siakam's 1 of 6 from 3-point. And yes, I'm just reading out negative comments, but this is just the chat right now. We're losing. I mean, what else is to be expected for the feedback on a game like this at the moment? Some bright spots for sure. I think Scotty's had a decent game. What's he at right now? 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 3 of 6 from 3-point range, man. Scotty Barnes, he's unlocked the 3-pointer. That's a takeaway of this game. A positive takeaway at that. Oh, Scotty from 3 again. No way he hits this. Holy Scotty Barnes. Almost making me cuss on the podcast. He is unlocked from 3-point range. What a bucket by Pascal. By Scotty Barnes. Wow. Maybe my app updated faster than the broadcast came in, but that might be his 4th 3-pointer made on 6 attempts. He's there, man. He's there. Wow. And you're forced to foul at the other end, so Dylan Brooks getting some empty stats here. Percy Lewis saying Siakam for the Tim's Beeb or whatever. It was the Bieber Timbits? The Tim Beebs? I guess that's basically what Percy said. But I was going to try one of those today. I didn't end up doing it. But if anyone's tried the Tim Beebs, let me know. I'm curious. I'm a frequent guy with Tim Hortons. I like the sandwiches there. The coffee isn't good. I mean, if you're in Canada, you know the best coffee is either Starbucks or McDonald's. But drop it in here. This is a hot take. I'm not trying to trash on Timmy's. I'm a big Timmy's guy still, obviously. All Canadians got to show some love for Tim's, including JB signing that big sponsorship. He's got Tim's Drew merch that is a collabing and going for like $400, $500 on the secondary market. Pretty crazy. So as I've been saying, guys, my bets won't hit, but what a crazy turn of events here for Scotty Barnes. Okay, so I believe that my app was ahead of the broadcast. So he's 3 of 6 on 3-pointers now. Great performance for him. He's really developing well. And I'm just happy to see that part of his game coming unlocked. And we've got 113 viewers in here at the moment. Obviously, the Raptors look done. The game is about to be over. I got to show love to everybody who's sticking through to the end here. And if you're in here, guys, throw down a little like spike. I got the Skyrim arrow on the screen. You know the vibes. It's been fun here all throughout the game, despite what seems like a losing effort in the end of it all. All right, Flynn inbounding the ball here. There's 16 seconds left. Scotty has it. Let's see what he does. Oh, turns it over there to Brandon Clark. It's going to be going Grizzlies basketball. So it's GG. It's done, folks. It is what it is. I'll put on the money animation one last time for Pascal Siakam, who a lot of people did not think was capable of going up and putting out 20 tonight. But sure enough, he got that part of the bet for me. Fred VanVleet did not get any steals, so that was a deal breaker, and I did not get 2 threes out of Dylan Brooks, who did play really good, though. To give my overall breakdown, Siakam, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Pretty good game, but 9 of 19 on the field goals. 1 of 6 from 3. Not an efficient night, but he does get 1 steal with 3 blocks. He had 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. You're taking a lot of good with a lot of bad there. Mixed emotion night for Pascal. You end up losing. Scotty Barnes with an encouraging 19 points, though. I can't stop talking about being 3 of 6 from 3-point range, 7 rebounds to go with it, and then 3 assists. Those assist numbers, they will continue to climb. 15 points for VanVleet, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Svi Mikhailuk, 7 and 1. 5 and 5 for Precious, who fouled out early. And then Yuta Watanabe with a solid 11 and 6, actually. He was 3 of 7 from 3-point range. He started to shoot the ball more. But he did have 4 turnovers and then 2 personal fouls. So a little bit of good and bad there for both of our power forwards in Utah and Siakam. But I can't say much bad about Scotty Barnes tonight. He brought a lot of energy for us. And I've been saying, it's been the recurrent theme of this current live stream that He's the guy of the future for us. He's the dude who's going to get the big bucks and be the number one guy on our team and bring other free agents in and be the guy who gets the last opportunity to score in a finals game. Like, he will be that guy of the future for us. I think he can impact this game as much as like a Kawhi Leonard can at his prime. So, keep on the watch for Scotty Barnes. We're all huge advocates of his here, and he's paying out dividends, man. Current favorite to win Rookie of the Year, and I obviously see why. On the Memphis side of things, Steven Adams, 4 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Tyus Jones, 4 and 3 and 6. Brooks, 17, 4 and 1. I love Dylan Brooks. I'm going to say it with my chest, and I'm going to say it one more time. I love Dylan Brooks. He reminds me of LeBron. Obviously, I don't mean that literally, but he can just do a little bit of everything. And it seems like the big moments bring the best out of him. Like, just a low-key star, Dylan Brooks. I was excited when I saw that there was trade rumors he could end up on the Raptors. We do have a lot of what he offers, but, we would take it for sure. I can't believe the Memphis Grizzlies would ever want to part with him. In terms of other guys, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane really torched us tonight. Bane had 22, whereas Jackson had 25. Both of them having a great night from three-point range. And then Kyle Anderson chipping in with a pretty quiet 6 and 5. Those were the main stories of the night, guys. But don't take it from me. Take it from Ben and Riker, who are going to be doing a post-game of their own on live shortly after this. Make sure to tune into that. That's the must-see content. It was a weird one, guys, and I'm sorry if I've missed anything in the chat here. I'm going to go back quickly to make sure I didn't, miss any super chats or whatever else might have come my way that I missed while looking over the stats. But either way, you guys make this the fun experience that it always is. And 108 live viewers to this very second. We got a loyal and fun fan base, and especially the Raptors Digest specifically. Being together with those guys this weekend was a ton of fun, and man, we were just talking about all the fun things that'll be coming this way in terms of building the brand and keeping on bringing you guys, every kind of Raptors content, whether it's reviewing rumors or official news, going out and interviewing people on the streets, dropping our own merchandise and meeting up to play hoops. It's bigger than a brand here. It's a community, and you guys are what makes that go around. So big time love to you, to the fans every time we're on live. And I'll be doing my 5 takeaways video most likely, so stay tuned for that tomorrow morning. You're drinking your coffee and want to hear me rant again for some reason, well, you can do that in my 5 takeaways. Stay posted for that. And Raptors Digest, it's been a fun one. I'll see you guys for our next game. You got to have a short memory with a young team that's developing a lot and a lot of injuries. We'll live with the result tonight. I lost a little bit of money. We've still been hot on my bets recently, and I'm hoping we can get back in the W column later, both the Raptors and us on the gambling. Always check out Twitter beforehand to find out what I'm betting on for each and every Raptors game. You guys are absolutely the best. Hoping I'm not as sick next time, and I'm signing off.